Hey guys, Peter Davis here. I'm here at Jolene Hardy's home in South Fort Myers, and she had significant flooding here in her home during Hurricane Ian a couple of days ago. And unfortunately, she has a two-story home, so the main living space upstairs is fine, but the lower living space, which was an apartment, is significantly flooded, and there's lots of water damage. The floor is all muddy. It's a real mess. She lives on a creek here, so a lot of water came in during the storm surge. They had flooding. They had floodwaters up to about 5 feet in this downstairs living space. I wanted to make a quick video to show you what you need to do to get rid of the drywall and the underlying insulation in order to, you need to get that out of here, out of the house, in order for it to air out and to avoid mold getting a hold. And the longer you wait, the more mold has an opportunity to get a start. So I'll just do a quick video, and I'm not an expert. Anyone can do this. I went on and online and found FEMA's got some information on what to do after a flood as far as demo, and I can put that link on this video. But let me just show you what I do and what we've been doing here. Take a pencil, take a level, and first of all, turn the power off. Although there is no power to this area, if it does come back on and you're working on this and you are cutting and hacking away at the wall, if there's wires running in the wall, that will be a good thing. So make sure your main breaker is off in the house before you start. You should have gloves, which I don't have, they're around here somewhere. And you should have a mask if you're dealing with the insulation. And also, if there's a chance of mold already being in the home, you don't want those spores that are in the air getting into your respiratory system. You don't want to breathe that in. And ventilation is also key. So what I've been doing and what FEMA recommends is find the water line, and it's pretty easy to find typically. You can see where the water was. In here, the rest of these walls, it was pretty obvious, but it's been about 5 feet. You want to measure a foot over where the water was, and that's where you want to remove. So that's roughly about here. And what I've been doing is just marking this using a level, marking it, and scoring it with a scoring that line just with a utility knife. You'll be doing the person who puts the drywall back someday a big favor. Instead of just beating the hell out of the wall, you can score a nice line pretty easily on the drywall, and it won't tear up into this area here. Started doing it with a circular saw that I have, a battery operated one, but it wasn't working out very well, and it was really overkill. All you need is a good sharp blade and just cut along that line approximately. You don't have to go crazy. And I'll just do to there for now. Hammer. You can see on this piece, this was the dry area here that we left alone. Again, you're measuring a foot up from where the water came in, where the water line was, and this is wet, so you can see that difference. You can see how this just crumbles because it was wet. And the longer it was wet before the water receded, the more likelihood it's going to have mold, starting. It'll start as mildew, turn into mold. The spores move around. They're looking for things to eat, basically. So you want to get it out of your house, bad stuff out of your house as quickly as possible. See, here's a wire here. So if I were hacking away at this and the power were on, that would be a good thing. And then what you want to do also, you want to remove the baseboard. I'll do that quickly. These are MDF baseboards. They're not solid wood. anything that's solid wood, whether it's furniture or framing, it can dry out, and you can treat it with a solution, maybe a little bit of water and bleach solution, and wipe down any mold and just kind of clean it and let it air out and dry. But anything that's particle board or made from wood particles, whether it's furniture or MDF like this, baseboards and things, you want to get rid of it because it absorbs that water and it just won't ever really dry out properly. So FEMA, again, what I'm basing this on, recommends getting rid of that. You're obviously not going to get rid of the studs in the walls. They're made of solid wood, or in some cases metal. That will dry out, but you've got to get rid of all the moist parts first. So I just pulled the drywall or the baseboard off, and you're just going to peel back the drywall, and it really will crumble because it's been wet. The next thing you want to do, assuming there's insulation, assuming you have insulation behind the wall, and this is where you would definitely want to wear a mask. You should have a mask on anyway, but I'm not wearing mine just for the sake of this quick video. If you press it down, you can get a knife on it. Just watch your fingers, and you can cut it. If you push it, it's easier. Otherwise, it's a little fluffy. Get that out of there. This paper that's attached to. You can get that out as well. And you can see it's pretty dry up top because, again, we're leaving a foot above where the water line was. So this is pretty dry. So we're dry here. You can clean that up so that when they come back, put this back, drywall back, and insulation back, they'll have a nice neat line to work with. If it drops a little bit, you can push it back. But you'll see where the moisture was? This, behind this is a bathroom, so they've got tile on the walls, and this is like hardy board or wonder board. You can see it's wet, but look at this. You pull this out, and look at the water that's trapped in that insulation. Definitely want to get rid of that. And they recommend you bag the insulation, plastic bag the insulation and the drywall in order to dispose of it properly. But look how wet that is. Look how wet this drywall is. You need to get rid of that, okay? And anything that's in the walls, clear all this gook out. Insulation, whatever is in there, you want to get that out. And you want to do the other side of the wall as well. We're going to probably end up leaving this wonder board because it's made to be wet anyway. But if you've got drywall on the other side of a wall, you want to get rid of that too, obviously. And then get some good ventilation, clean all this out, let it air out, and then if you see mold or mildew, you can treat it with a water and bleach solution to kind of clean that up and get rid of that mold. Again, you want to wear gloves and mask and do it right. So get rid of that, and then really just let it air out. I know a lot of you don't have power right now. You want to get fans going if you can. We've been lucky to have nice weather since Ian came through a few days ago. Open your windows, get ventilation going. You want to dry this out as quickly as possible to prevent mold from getting hold. So again, any living space you've got like this that had flooding from a storm surge or what have you, again, mark the wall, find where the water line was, mark a foot above it, measure it, score it with a utility knife, pull it back, and pull off the drywall, pull out the insulation, pull out the drywall on the other side. Be sure and turn off the power, even if you don't have power. Turn off the power, the main breaker at your house, so you don't cut through a wire and electrocute yourself, should they throw the power back on by chance while you're doing it. And just keep doing it all around the walls. We have taken off the trim from the doorways too. It was wood trim, but we ditched it anyway because it was pretty trashed. And then the doors, these doors are MDF doors. They're probably going to have to go too, But this is what should be done to cure this and to take care of it. So if you have any questions, give me a call, 239-240-7821. Again, Peter Davis, 239-240-7821. Wish you all the best and hope you're all safe and got through this. And you know, we're in cleanup stage, and but this is something you're going to want to do as soon as you can, because you don't want that mold to take hold. Okay? So good luck, everybody out there. If you need any help, give me a holler. Okay? Thanks.